Alright, let's see how this goes. So, welcome. How you doing? I'm Mark, and today I am continuing my journey, but starting to record what I do here for the WoW Classic server. Well, actually, WoW Vanilla server. This is a community server. It's called Symmetry WoW, and I'll put the link in the description below. And it's a community-based server, so you can play the vanilla World of Warcraft how it was, as far as they've scripted it. It's a low population server, which is why I'm doing the video, so I can hope to get more people to come play on it. Even though I don't want it to become a super populous server, because then you get the jerks that come out and just want to ruin your fun. But for the most part, I really like Symmetry. I was playing on Nostalrius for a while until it got shut down. And then I tried playing on like Chronos WoW and Lights Hope, but they have they have only PvP servers. And quite honestly, PvP in World of Warcraft has always been broken, especially World PvP, because the high levels can just kill any low level they want. There's no retribution whatsoever. There's no chance that you can defend yourself, especially in vanilla, because there's no scaling, which is what I like, because this new scaling crap that's going out in the retail WoW is it ruined the game, really. I thought it would be a good thing when it first came out. I was like, yeah, it's going to scale so I can quest in whatever zone I want to. But then you realize, why am I leveling if everything is always going to be the same level as me? Oh look, there's a pig over there. I'm going to go kill it. I gained 20 levels. How'd that pig gain 20 levels? I don't get it. So anyway, that kind of broke the game for me. I've been trying to bounce back and forth, but I just can't do retail, just simply because of the way that they've generified all the classes. They removed all the talent points. Because look at here, here's my talents. This is the vanilla talent trees, and you get to actually build your character every time you gain a level. You get a talent point, from 10 on, and you can really customize your character the way you want it. You can have some points in this talent tree, you can have some points in this talent tree, you can have points in this talent tree. In retail, you can't do that anymore. It's like at level 15 you gain a talent, and then you get to pick one out of a row. At level 30 you get to pick one out of a row, and so on until you get to level 100, I believe. And then after that, from level 100 to level 120, nobody gets anything. There's like no new abilities, there's no talents, there's nothing. They're basically hollow levels. I don't even know why they're in the game. I don't even know why they still have levels if you don't gain anything and when you levels. Like when you go and you're in your XP and you're like, Brian, yay, I'm level 111. Whoopee! What happened? I gained a few more hit points, maybe some mana if you're a spellcaster. That's it. You don't get anything. There's no progression for your character anymore in retail. That and the homogenization of the classes, like all classes have to have this, all classes have to have. No, they don't. You don't need to have class balance. Each class has a role. In vanilla, each class had a role that they did pretty well at, and other things that they sucked at. So that's why I'm playing, vanilla here. And I invite anybody who wants to play to come to Symmetry and give their server a try. I've found the community to be very nice. Everybody that I've had to do a pickup group with, Pug, they've been really nice, patient, understanding when things go wrong, unlike the high population servers where people are just jerks sometimes and they can get lost in the crowd, so it doesn't matter if they're jerks to people. The guild that I joined, even though the server only has about 150, 200 people playing on it at any one time, the guild is very active. You look right now, there's 10 people on, including myself. And by the way, this is Meridius, he's my mage. I'm level 26. My guild is called Vanilla Wafers. They're really good people. I like them a lot. And right now I'm running through the Barrens because my wife and I were questing. And we went to Dustwallow Marsh, but there was a server crash. Something happened and I lost the travel from where we were questing to do her succubus quest. And that's another thing that retail doesn't do anymore. They don't do class quests like hey, you need to go here to further your cooking. You need to go here to do your succubus quest. You need, so you can, because she's warlock, so she has to go somewhere to do a quest to do a thing so she can learn how to summon a succubus, which makes sense. But in retail WoW right now, you don't have to do anything to learn something. You just go to the trainer, boop, there it is. Or you automatically learn it as you go. Like, hey, I'm level 3, I just got a new, my Frostbolt did more damage, or I got the new Sunder, or the new Rend, or hey, now I can charge, or whatever it is. You just automatically get it. So there's no incentive for you to go and travel the world, and there's no money sink, and there's no... It doesn't feel like you're really progressing, you're just going through the motions. You don't really earn what your character has anymore. You're just given things. So I feel it's more like you're the rich kid playing retail, and you just go through and beat stuff up, and there's no challenge whatsoever. There's no incentive to group with anyone. Like in vanilla, one-on-one fights are okay. You might lose half your health, half your mana, but 2-on-1, you're in a lot of trouble. 3-on-1, you're going to die, probably, unless you have help. And there's elites still in the world that walking around. There are quests that are in the open world that require more than one player to do, which is fine. That's what an MMO is supposed to be. I used to be of the camp where, hey, I want to be able to solo everything, but now I really enjoy that community feel that you get when you have a game where people need to group up for certain things. I mean, granted, I can do most things, by myself. But when it comes to certain crucial content, coffee, then, time to blink again. This stuff is higher than me. Then you need to have a group, and I don't mind that. Like, I know I'm going to have a quest coming up soon to get a weapon, a new staff or something like that, and I'm probably going to have to go into Shadowfang or something like that. My wife's got to go to Wailing Caverns for hers, and that's okay. Oh, and I was talking about my guild earlier. I tend to ramble, by the way. I go from one thing to another thing to another thing, and then maybe back to one thing. And my guild, even though that there's only 150 to 200 people playing at any certain time on this server, whoops, I have a mouse glitch that sometimes make me look down that way or turn that way. Because I'm playing on Linux, by the way, using Wine, which it runs freaking phenomenal. This is right now my, I got all the settings up on max. Oh, time to hit the old shield again. Hey guys, help me, I got a crocolisk on me, help. Take him, okay, you did. Alright, so, my guild, even though there's 150 to 200 people on at any one time, they're always doing something. Like every night they're like raiding, and raids in vanilla required 40 plus people, and sometimes they have two groups because they get together with other guilds, I'm assuming, and they get a full raid group going, and that's pretty amazing. And I don't think, let's see, how far along are they? The server, whoops, can't scroll on there. Yeah, they're on Rise of the Blood God, patch 1.7. So there's still some progression to go on the server. If you wanted to get into it and get into a guild and progress up while raiding, you can still do that. Because the Rise of the Blood God is Zul'Gurub, and they still haven't opened up AQ or Naxxramas yet, I don't believe. I think those come after Zul'Gurub, or is that before? I really don't know the vanilla progression. You can tell me in the comments below which is which, because I'm not bothering to go look things up right now because I'm busy running to go to Theramore to go get my flight path so I can go back to Ashenvale to go quest. Oh wait, no, I'm going up further to go quest. I'm going back up to Darnassus, actually, to go finish my quest there. Why am I questing in Darnassus at level 26? Because I need to be exalted with the Night Elves so I can ride a kitty. I want to ride a kitty. I've ridden horses for a long time, and you have to get exalted with whatever faction to ride their mount, and I like the cat mounts the best in vanilla. For Alliance. For Horde, I think the Undead are really the coolest ones. Orcs never look right on any of their mounts. They look like a giant riding a pony. Never really got into the Tauren that much. I hate questing in their zones in vanilla because it's all collection quests. Like, hey, go here and collect 15 parts of this. Now go there and collect 7 feathers of that. And the drop rate in vanilla isn't great. It doesn't drop every single time. So you're out there killing multitudes of stuff. Let me turn my game sound down just a little. For those of you who want to know, I am running Ubuntu 18.04. As you can tell by the GNOME over here, they call it GNOME or GNOME. I prefer to call it GNOME because I'm used to calling gnomes gnomes, even though I think they call it GNOME because the G stands for GNU. And then for you Windows people, you're not going to care unless you want to play vanilla and you're not looking to play Classic by Blizzard because, granted, I would like the vanilla WoW to have a few more quality of life improvements to it. Like right now, you can only stack a certain number of 5 potions in one spot and 20 of your food or whatnot, and then in retail it was 200 stack, which really helps out. I wish the stacking was higher in vanilla, and when Classic WoW comes out, I hope that they change a few things, the quality of life stuff that would be really nice to have in the Classic that is in retail. And whoops, that's not where I want to go. And things like the stacking, things like extra flight paths because you run. Oh, not having one in Eastvale Logging Camp would be amazing. Having the one in Senjin Village for the Horde, or not Senjin Village, or Razor Hill, so you don't have to run all the way down from Orgrimmar. Because I'm telling you, in vanilla, you do a lot of running. Their quest givers and locations and the time that they give you certain quests are not put together very well. So you'll get a quest to go to a location, and then you'll do that quest, and then you'll come back, and then somebody else will send you back to the exact same place to be killed the exact same thing. They could have given it to you the first time when you were going with the other one, but no. And then there's other times where you're like right now. Okay, so we're Alliance, and to do her Warlock quest to get her Succubus, she has to go all the way to the Barrens. And to go all the way to the Barrens at level 20 and 25, you have to run all the way up to Theramore, or Menethil Harbor, in the wetlands. And then you have to take the boat over to Darnassus or over to Theramore, and then you have to run up through either Dustwallow Marsh, which is level 35 plus, I think, and then there's, or you could go to take the boat to Darnassus from Menethil Harbor, and then run all the way down to the Barrens, which is what we did. And, oh yeah, I want to go back to Darnassus. So it's Lutheran. Whee! So there's lots of running around in vanilla quests, which I don't mind. That gives you exploration. It gives you a purpose to play the game, more than just I gotta log in and do my dailies. Oh, and that's another thing about vanilla. No dailies. You're not forced to log in and do certain things to get certain things. Like, hey, I've got to build up my, it used to be like justice points and valor points, and now it's artifact power, and you're trying to get your Azerite gear. And don't get me started on Azerite gear. I don't like it. Most of the people don't like it. I don't know what they were thinking. They need to go back to the old way of doing everything, which is why most people, a lot of people, I'm not saying most people, which is why a lot of people want the Classic servers back, because they want the challenge. I like the challenge on Classic. I don't feel like I can face roll everything, and even, because I just made a new character over on retail. Made a new account, made a new character. I figured, hey, I want to earn everything again, see if that makes me like the game over. I couldn't get past the start area. Honestly, it's like everything there, the entire game is a face roll. You don't need heirloom gear to kill anything you want as fast as you can, because there's no challenge whatsoever in retail. There's none. You don't feel challenged. And for those people that say, oh, you got to try Mythic Plus, let me tell you something. If you have to crank up the difficulty on a dungeon to make it worth going into, or to make it a challenge, then there's something fundamentally wrong with the design of the dungeon. Same goes with the raid. Doing a raid over and over again, or a dungeon over and over again on a higher difficulty, means that the server and the game itself lacks progression from dungeon to dungeon or raid to raid, and it's kind of like playing Diablo. It's like, oh, I beat Diablo. Let me play on a harder difficulty now because I have nothing to do. That's BS. Progressions should be, you do this dungeon and then you get gear, and then you can go to the next harder dungeon and then you get gear, and then you go into the next harder dungeon and you get gear, and then you go to the final hard dungeon and you get gear, so you can go into that first tier raid and gear up, so you can go to the second tier raid, so you feel like you're actually progressing, not, oh, I've killed this boss 30 times, let me crank up his difficulty a little bit, now I'm going to kill this boss a little bit more so I can get better gear. The boss should be the boss. He should have one difficulty. This is how difficult it is to defeat boss A. This is how difficult it is to defeat boss B. When you finally got boss A on farm, you move to boss B on farm, you know, you just do that. That's progression. Not, hey, well, I beat everything, you know, within the first 20 minutes of this raid being on, so yeah, let's just crank the difficulty up. So lots of design problems that retail has right now that vanilla doesn't have, and I hope classic never has. I'm on the fence about like transmog, if they want to add that for a quality of life improvement, because you end up looking like a freak show in vanilla. But then again, showing your gear, it shows people what you've earned. So I don't know about that. I kind of like the fact that you don't have to go to the transmog guy every time to hide your cloak and your helm, which is awesome. You just check the box. So there's good and bad about retail and good and bad about vanilla. But I would rather play vanilla because I feel like I've earned everything. You know, I've got 2 gold on me. I'm level 26 in retail. I would have hundreds, if not thousands, of gold by now because the economy is so inflated, and money is just given to, here, have money, here, have gear, here, have experience, here, have abilities, here. You know, let me dumb the game down as much as I possibly can so I can get the lowest common denominator player. Guess what? You got the lowest common denominator player, Blizzard. Good job. Because you were so greedy and you wanted numbers, but now that you've made it so horribly, what's the word for it? Homogeneous and dumbed down, that the regular players are all gone. You've only got the little kids that or the casuals that don't want to earn what they get, and people that don't want to be civil. And so more and more people are flocking to these classic servers. So anyway, I just thought I'd give you my thoughts and show you how well the classic server runs on Linux. So in case you wanted to get off Windows and you wanted to play on Linux, you can do that. There are plenty of video tutorials out there for that. If you wanted to still play on Windows, that's awesome. Play on whatever platform makes you happy. I keep bouncing back and forth, but I think I'm going to finally stick with Ubuntu. It's the Linux distro I first started with when I experimented with Linux, and it's the one I'm most comfortable with. And right now, I really like the look that I got going on here. You know, I love this window, you know, these window styles, and the icons that I downloaded and installed. That's the beauty of this. I'm not here to try and push Linux on you. I'm just telling you how much, you know, I enjoy being on this environment and being on the server. Once again, Symmetry WoW. I'll have the link in the description below. And I hope to see you in game. I'm Meridius. I'm here on Symmetry. My name is Mark, and I'll talk to you later.